Hello and welcome back to another episode here on JK2, and today we're talking about our top 5 locomotives that we'd love to see announced in 2026. Okay, the first one that I'm going to talk about is the one that I talk about all the time on Monday Clubs. It's Planet. George Stephenson's Planet is an amazing locomotive. It's one of the premier locomotives of the early era, and I'm not just saying that because it was the one that I always bought when I was playing Railroad Tycoon. It's a really good locomotive. We would love to see, I think several of us, I say we, people who will enjoy the really early era of steam would love to see an expansion of that era. So Planet is definitely high on my list. I really want to see this one. It looks beautiful. It'll be a great locomotive. Please, someone make Planet.
Just do it!
Next up is something that I think a few of you will not believe that I was familiar with. This is the NER 66 Aerolite. And the reason for this one being on my list is because it's, yes, very limited usage. It pulled a mechanical engineer's saloon, and that's pretty much all it did, from what I can tell anyway. And it had several incarnations. When it was rebuilt, it had all of its well tanks taken off and the sides expanded, things like that. So it's different iterations. You could get several versions, several variants from one set of tooling if you do it right. It's a great locomotive with a lot of options. People have been clamoring for it for years. I'd love to see Aerolite. And while we're talking about Aerolite, can I just point out one major thing? Bachmann, I'm pretty sure you still got the Thomas license in 26. You don't even make the Aerolite variant from Thomas. So there's an extra one you could add in. Because of course, as any Thomas the Tank Engine fan knows, the Aerolite is the basis for WIF, the rubbish pulling locomotive. So there's an extra one you can make. You've got 3 versions at least that you could do with one locomotive. Please consider it. Aerolite. You know it makes sense. Okay, number 3 on my list. Now I think a few people will agree with me on this one because it looks amazing. The Midland Railways 422 Spinner. Look at this thing. It's gorgeous. Look at the size of that middle spinning wheel. It's an amazing design. I really want to see this come out. It looks fantastic. We've seen a few spinner style locomotives, but not this one. And I'd love to see it because it just looks great. And imagine seeing that going around on your railway. You'd love it. I know you would. Even those of you who don't do steam, you would love it. I certainly would. Let's go for it. Now, I've given you my 3. I'm going to switch over for Jen now so that she can give you 2 options that she would love to see in 26.
Well, I've got a long list of locomotives I'd love to see ready to run, as you might expect. But there's 2 that, for me, are very much at the top of that list. The first of these is the London and North Western Railway Bowen Cook 1185 class. And if you haven't heard of these, well, these were the tank locomotive versions of the G2As with an 082 wheel arrangement. They really were actually quite attractive. Introduced by the London and North Western Railway, they lasted through the LMS period, albeit with a number starting to be withdrawn, and a number made it into BR days, although sadly none are preserved. The second locomotive that I really would love to see ready to run is the Robinson S1 Wath Daisy. These were the huge hump shunters that were built principally for Wath Marshalling Yard, although they did start to stray a little further afield, including down to March and over to Scunthorpe and Grimsby, where they were trialled out on work around the docks. Their 084 wheel arrangement really does make these quite a behemoth, a bit like the 1185 class. Now, there were 3 different versions of the S1, the S11, the S12 and the S13, and these principally focus around the different rear bogies, and I think that it's eminently suitable that any manufacturer could tool up and do all three subclasses with the greatest of ease, as the bulk of the locomotive looks pretty much the same. I think that both of these classes of locomotives have the wow appeal, and that's something which, comparatively recently, we've seen really does shift models, with some actually potentially quite niche prototypes being introduced that have nonetheless sold incredibly well because they just stand out in the crowd. And I think both the 1185 class and the S1 class are locomotives that fit the bill in that respect.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Were these locomotives that you are looking forward to, or are there others that you think we've missed that should perhaps jump up the list? Let us know in the comments section, and as always, hope you've had a great day. Happy modelling. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye!
I'd like to thank everybody over on Patreon, and an extra special huge thanks goes out to our Patreon heroes. Without you guys over on Patreon, we really wouldn't be able to keep making the video content that you see on this channel. And don't forget that you can also head on over to patreon.com/Jennifer Kirk and check out the different tiers of rewards. Thank you so much. You are absolute legends.